Ever wonder how these guys make window tinting look so easy? Or just curious in general? Top 5 tint tools right after this. When it comes to window tinting, man, there are a ton of tools. From backglass tools, different squeegees, different hard cards, and they come in all different shapes, different sizes, and different densities. So that's something to keep in mind. There's no one tool that's going to do it all. You're going to have a few of them. You're going to have to collect a little team of tools. I like to keep my tools in a pouch. Here's my top 5 tools that I use every day. Starting things off with the classic, the yellow turbo. You're gonna need a squeegee, and I love these things. You can buy these things in a 1-foot stick, or you can buy them pre-cut, whichever works for you. They range in a variation of densities, being from like soft to hard, and the yellow turbo is really like right there in the middle ground, I feel. It's just an all-around good squeegee. I use it to generate fingers in the film right before I shrink it, or clean the glass right before my initial spray and install. I just love this thing, and it's always been one of my favorite turbos. And as far as stiffness goes, so that's why I'm ranking it number 1 in my book. Coming in at number 2, we got our Olfa Blade. These things are great anytime you're working near glass. You want to be sure to use stainless steel and not carbide blades. We use these AB50S stainless steel 9mm blades. I've got mine housed in one of these low profile, slick stainless steel housings. It's super easy to use in the corners of windows, and I just love this thing. That's why it's number 2 in my book. Alright, coming in at number 3, we got the contour tool. After you evacuate all the water with the squeegee, you gotta lock those edges down. Contour tool is number 1. This thing's pretty rigid, so you gotta be careful with it, make sure it's nice and smooth. But I mean, as far as getting some of those tougher gaskets on those later 80s and 90s cars, man, this thing slides right down into them. I use this thing for all kinds of like quarters, obviously side seals and bottom seals all day. This thing's just a great all-around tool, and especially for finishing. A lot of people don't know. I mean, you got to come back around and check your products, and you might have a little side crease here and there. Using the contour and a little bit of heat can really massage out some of those harder creases in the film. And if it's too hard, you know, maybe just take it off and try it again and see if you can't get it a little better. But some of those softer creases, let's say, contour tool, man, all day. Alright, number 4 on the list. I do not know what this thing is called, but I'm calling it the Gasket Spoon. This thing, if you are like me and you top load a lot of the windows, will be a lifesaver. When you get to the bottom of the window, I love to use this thing along the bottom of the gasket to really get the film to just lay in. It's great because it really has this bevel edge on it, and it has this offset that allows you to really get behind some of those deeper door cards, like on the Lexus and some of these newer models where the gasket's really far down in there, and it just allows you to get that leverage without pinching the film or doing some crazy stuff with it. This thing is great, man. Try these out. If you have one, try it out. You will not put it away. Last but not least, one of the most versatile tools that I have ever used, the Orange Crush. This thing can be used on paint protection film, window tint, flat glass. It's pretty crazy. I love using this thing. It's a softness of 3, they say, but you can really put some muscle into it and get some really good form behind the push on this thing. This really locks in things really well. If you're doing some flat glass and maybe some thicker film, maybe go with the Blue Max or something a little bit heavier. But as far as doing auto tint and paint protection film, I love this thing. You cannot go wrong with the Orange Crush. Alright, so that's my top 5 tools that I use every day. There are a few tools that I'd like to give an honorable mention to real quick. Starting off with this felt card. I use this thing to shrink the film. I love this thing. These are great. Try to get yourself one. Use this thing to shrink. It doesn't leave as much scratches in the film on the outside on the liner when you're shrinking it. Another tool is these. This is an easy reach. I really recommend these for some of those harder quarter windows. This thing can be a lifesaver to help you fish the film up into those edges and whatnot. So let me know if you guys have any tools that I didn't mention in this list. Leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content in the future. We're going to do some paint protection film, some ceramic coating, and a whole bunch of tint. Thanks, guys.